And that is it. We should be live. We're live.
Great.
Hey everyone, we're live.
Yes, we are. Okay, cool.
Oh, hey, awesome. Thank you for the follow.
Levels sound good?
Yeah, hopefully let us know if it's a little too noisy either way, mics or the background music. Yeah, but otherwise I think we're good. Till I hear otherwise. Party corgi.
Great.
I love it. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, hey Jake. Thanks for the follow.
Oh, snap.
Jake Dawkins in the
What's up, Jake?
house. All right. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so, oh man, this is nice. Hey, Zoharamaj, thank you for the follow. Zoharamaj. Wonder if I got that
Damn,
correct.
nice job on the off-the-cuff pronunciation. I wasn't even gonna go there.
Yeah, I it's a guess. I could be way off, right? I mean, but I figure I'd give it a shot every time. You never know with...
Show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. Awesome. Cool.
Well, how was good, nice. How was your weekend, Kurt?
My weekend was pretty good. Very productive around here because, we're not really going out a lot currently. So yeah, just definitely trying to get a bunch of stuff done. We set up like a little garden. Got that done.
Wow.
Yeah, just like a little box, just like a couple little things. Nothing crazy. But it's our first time. But we did set up, well, they were kind of set up before the weekend, but 2 beehives as well.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's regular
well,
farm over here.
Yeah, seriously, I want to know more about both those things. What did you put in the garden?
Yeah, so in the garden we have, we got broccoli, we've got
Okay.
tomatoes. Uh, we have like 2 other things that I can't remember what they are. One I'm sure is one kind of pepper. And then we also have growing not in there. We have horseradish growing just like along our fence, which is nice. Oh, Morocco.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Awesome. Yo, greetings. And that's really cool. Thanks for joining us all the way from Morocco. I say all
Yeah,
the way, but
different
like
time
to them,
zones.
yeah, it's the internet. That's what it's about. Yeah, it's the time zone difference. What time is it in Morocco? It's probably evening, right?
I just checked. If
5
There you
p.m.
go.
Awesome. Cool.
5 p.m.
Yeah, nice. It is, for me, it's 12 p.m. So it's lunchtime. And for Trevor, for you, it's around 9 a.m.?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. Nice. Very cool. Yeah,
Hmm.
oh yeah, so just to recap, that's kind of what we have planted right now, I believe. And then as far as the
Mm.
bees go, my father-in-law, he keeps bees. He's got like 30 something hives. More actually
Holy.
probably now. Yeah, he has like some on a blueberry farm and then some in his backyard. And
Hmm.
yeah, so he's got a bunch, and so we've been around it for years and years and years, and we're like, well, we got a little bit of space. Why don't we get some hives going? Yeah,
Great.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Why not?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, the world needs more bees. So
Yes.
yeah,
I think it's good to like to expose your kids to bees from a young age. I remember when I was a kid, maybe this is just me and I'm a freak, but when I was a kid, I was like there was a period of time when I was terrified of bees
oh no,
because I
absolutely.
was, I think for a kid it can be quite intimidating. But like showing them that bees are cool is would be a good thing.
Yeah, it really is. So my daughter, she's still kind of timid around them. She doesn't want to go out. But my son, he's 4. He puts on the beekeeper outfit and he goes out there and you like smoke them to get them away from the hives when you have to do something with the hive. He loves it. He's holding a little smoker, smoking the bees. He's got bees all over him, and he thinks it's the best thing ever.
Yeah, that's the attitude.
Yeah, exactly, right? That is the attitude. What about you? What'd you get up to this weekend?
Not too much. Played some Counter-Strike with my buddies, and I made Japanese curry one night. Um, Worked a bit on some side projects, and that's pretty much it.
Very cool. Oh, I did forget to
Fairly
mention. I worked.
chill weekend.
Yeah, I worked on my blog a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah. Some minor updates there, but yeah, that sounds like fun. You said Counter Strike. Is that the new one that's out? Share the blog. You got it. Yeah, I will absolutely share that.
Hmm.
There you go. Yeah, the worst dev. I like it. So I just is when the dev domains came out, right? Like everyone was like making really funny ones, and I was like, oh, the worst dev. That's a great one.
Hmm.
And then I was like, oh, hey, I really like this. So I got stickers made, and it's my blog, and actually my personal Twitch account is also the worst dev now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Branding.
yeah,
Hey,
branding.
I
Thank
was
you.
gonna ask about that. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just that simple. But like you didn't. Like the worst dev didn't exist before you bought that domain, did it?
Not at all.
Okay.
It,
You just like thought that was a cool domain name, and then ran from there with
I
it.
thought it was a hilarious domain name, so I bought it, and then I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna move my blog over there from like curtiskemple.com, right? Like that was my
Mhm.
previous domain. And I was like, I'm just gonna put my blog there. And then I made like a fun little logo for it, like the first version, which is the one on this sticker. I doubt, yeah, there's no way you can see that. I can't reach that far. But anyway, yeah, I made these little stickers, the worst dev, and
Yep.
it was fun, and people really liked it, the blog idea. And I feel like it's kind of relatable. Like, I don't know. I feel like at all times, sometimes we have highs and lows, and sometimes we feel like the best dev, and sometimes we feel like the worst dev.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. And sometimes you feel like the worst dev, And
Yeah.
yeah. And those feelings often come really close together too. Like at first you're the worst dev, and then it works, and you're like, I am the best dev. I figured it out.
Yeah. Within like 15 minutes of each other.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it was just born from there, and that's it. I just took it, and now I'm running with it because I like it. It's fun. It fits. It's very fitting for me.
I like it, and I think the branding is on point. I really
Thanks.
want to have one of those metallic stickers.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're going to get them. So I'm like got a pile. I got some metallic yikes stickers, and
Oh, dope.
yeah, yeah, they're really awesome. And then I'm just waiting on my metallic dog stickers. My dog Neptune. I got his face printed as stickers, and then I'll send you
All
like a
right.
little pack because they're fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I will proudly wear those
Nice.
on my laptop.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
be
I didn't
cooking.
think you were
Yeah.
like a temporary. Oh, I should do temporary tattoos.
So, yo, that would be on like branding would be on point there too.
Yeah, I think I might look into that. That's hilarious.
Okay. Yeah, jot that one down.
Yeah, yeah, takes notes. I am actually jotting that down right now.
That would be such a cool thing at like a tech conference when
I've seen that
in the
before
future when tech conferences are
when
are a thing again.
when they exist. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, for
You've
sure.
seen that.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen that. I think maybe it was
That's
Formidable Labs did it.
okay.
Yeah, someone did it. I remember
They're a cool
seeing it.
group.
Yeah, they are a cool group. They do a lot of fun stuff, and they contribute a lot to open source, and I like that.
Yes, they do.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Got
Cool. Well, speaking about open source, maybe there's some open source topics in today's roundup. Maybe we
Ooh.
should get right into it at this
Actually
point. What do you
dive
think?
in. Yeah, dive into the roundup. Yeah, for sure. I actually don't have too much stuff around open source. Actually, that's not true. You have an update around open source. I only have a couple little things this week, but they are pretty interesting. So I thought they were definitely worth chatting about. But so
Hmm.
we could do this in two ways. You want to go over the open source stuff that you've been working on first, or should we do
Oh.
the
Um, Yeah, sure. I don't mind. I'll get my update out of the way
Yeah.
early on. So, this weekend, one of the things that I was working on was some updates to my country's GraphQL API. Countries is a public, just a free public GraphQL API that serves up data about countries, continents, languages, stuff like that. If you go to, you get the playground there, but if you go to my GitHub, the repo is called countries, so like github.com/my name/countries. Um, and this is probably the
Oh, counties.
that's coming soon.
uh, hey, oh,
Anyway,
cool.
so yeah, basically just I made a new logo for the API
I
this
like
weekend.
that. That's nice. Look at that. Very cool. I'm
And
gonna blow this up a little for everyone
sure.
joining us at home. Let's see. Here we go.
And I'll just talk about the updates real quick.
Yeah.
Um, so a few things. We added capital cities to each of the country fields.
Oh,
Or
cool.
the like country types. Every country has a capital city now.
I see that. That's
Um,
nice.
we basically based on the work that we were doing last week on Launchpad,
Yeah.
our Thursday stream.
Yeah.
For those who are new, definitely stop by our Thursday stream for some app building goodness. But anyway, we were playing around with this API and noticed that the RTL, the right to left property of a language, was either
Oh, that's right.
true or null. And so I just cast that value as a Boolean, so it's always either true or false. So yeah, there you go. You can just rerun that. You'll see now it's false. Yeah, so that was another big thing. And then in general, just if you pop up in the schema, you'll see that I added more explicit information around nullability. So before every field in here was a nullable type, but now it's very clearly stated what is nullable and what isn't based on the exclamation marks there. So you know more like well in advance what you're gonna get.
I love it.
And then the final thing that I'll mention is the addition of states. So some countries have like provinces or territories or states. So the API now cross-references a resource for provinces or states, so you can get a list of those. And then the last thing that I'll mention is the addition of filters for countries. So you can now you can now filter countries by if you look at that country filter input. Yeah, so you can filter on code, currency, and continent, and each of those take the same string query operator input, which is nice. Towards the bottom of the schema.
Yeah, I saw that
so
right
you
here.
Compare it using equality, inequality. You can list a number of countries in a specific list of codes, or ones that are not in a list of codes, and you can also query by regular expression or glob. So, yeah, that was one that I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah,
as well.
I can imagine this is like no easy feat. That's pretty awesome. That's a lot of different filtering options. That's very cool.
Yeah, do you want to know my dark secret about this? It was actually not that hard to implement.
Ooh,
because
I love stuff
I was using. If you go back to the GitHub repo, you can see exactly how this works.
Let's look at this.
So let's look at the source, just index.js. It's a one file repo.
Love it.
And if we just scroll down, well, at the first of all, at the top of the file, you'll notice that I'm requiring sift.
I was just gonna say it's got to be the sift. That just seems like okay.
So sift is a library that
Siftify.
Basically, yeah. Oh, you know what? I didn't push my recent changes, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Basically, sift allows you to create filter functions. So it's a function. It's like a function factory, right? Like that you give it some configuration and it'll return a function that you would pass to array.filter
Okay.
to filter down an array of data. And the thing with Sift is they require all of like the library expects all of the operators, those like equality or inequality or whatever operators, to start with a $sign. So that's what all of the Siftify
Interesting.
functions are
I
about,
see.
is just basically adding $signs to each of the operators.
Okay.
And then if we go down to where Sift is used under the query,
So that's going to be under countries, right?
you under
query.
query,
Oops, here we go.
and then countries right down there. So I just say filter and then call sift with my filters siftified.
Got it.
And that's really it.
Yeah, that was way easier than I expected.
Thank goodness for open source software like Sift.
Gotta love it. So real quick, let's just do this. Very cool. Yeah, so just look at this. Look at that. Like I'd never even heard of this library. And look at how many weekly downloads it's getting. That's amazing. It's almost up to 1 million. Very cool.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I'm gonna go.
I mean, the thing to consider there is that there's a lot of other libraries that depend on Sift. For example, Gatsby uses Sift.
Oh,
this is exactly how I landed here.
That's right.
That I wanted to have my filter syntax, or like the structure of my filters in GraphQL, to mirror the way that Gatsby does their filter queries.
It's really funny that you say that, because when I was looking at the filter input, I was about to be like, oh wow, this is very Gatsby-esque. Like this is exactly the kind of things that you can do with Gatsby, which I've been doing over the last few days pretty heavily. I'm building a website for my tattoo artist, and slowly starting there. And yeah, it was really interesting to see. Hey, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, it looks like I need to fix the text box there. It's a little bleeding over, but you know what? It should be okay. We'll leave it for now, that's for sure. Oh, I lost my audio. Your audio is no longer coming in.
Whoops, sorry, my microphone was muted.
You are back, yeah.
Anyway, I just posted a link in chat there. This was kind of like my starting point. And it's amazing that Gatsby publishes this kind of information. If you just click on that, you'll see what I mean.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So they have an entire document about how Gatsby uses Sift.
Yes.
To query their data store.
This is one of the things that I love about Gatsby, that is like how well documented the internals are, which makes it a lot more friendly to contributors.
Right, it's not just a black box. Like it might appear like a black box from the outside, but really they do a good job of explaining how everything works, and if you're interested enough, you can figure out the secret sauce, because it's all there.
Yeah, it's that progressive disclosure of complexity, right? It's so funny.
That's right.
It's coming up, but yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, they are really good at that. Awesome, very cool. So this was.
But they in here they basically explain the whole process. Like, okay, first we have to add $signs to all the things, and then we have to. Like they have a lot more to account for that I didn't have to do.
For sure.
Here basically this ordered list is the whole workflow there.
Got it.
And yeah, like I said, they have a lot more to consider. But for my use case, I was able to just kind of like cherry pick some of the things that they did and then omit the rest.
Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah, this is awesome. I can't wait to dig through this later. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, very cool.
Anyway, that's all I have for that.
Ooh,
Hey, what's up, Max? Good morning, dude. And is Apollo Space Kit free to use? It sure is. And yeah, you can get right in there. I can post a link to our GitHub.
yeah, please do. Wow, that was a awesome question. Yeah, use Space Kit. We'll be, yeah,
Hmm.
using that as well, right? Nice. You're gonna play with it today? Very cool. Let us know how it goes. We'd love to hear about it. Yeah, and see what you build. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so I think yeah. Oh, was there anything else you wanted to add about this? Kudos to you, by the way. This is a really cool update. And I love this API. So for anybody who's out there, this is really fun API. Like if you're just setting up, you want to make sure that Apollo's configured and it's working. You can just come here and hit this API.
Yeah.
Yep. Just don't go crazy with it, folks.
Or go crazy with it. I don't care.
Yeah, go crazy with it. There you
Yeah, go crazy with it.
Yeah.
Try me.
go. Nice.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
And I just pushed another change to master now. YOLO's in
YOLO.
chat, folks.
Yeet.
That that
Yes.
adds filters to languages and consonants as well. So you can filter consonants by their code. And oh yeah, that's about it. Anyway, that's it.
That's amazing. All right, cool. So let's do this. Let's start diving into the listy list. Like I said, it's not a
Okay.
very long one, but there was some stuff that I found either interesting, was confused about, or just all around interested to see what it was. Oops. Well, that opened in a new window. Let me fix this real quick. Oop. Let me just do this. Still opening in new windows. That's interesting.
It's okay. You can just
Oops.
if you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
grab.
I could have just
Oh, yeah,
done
you
that.
got it.
Sorry. Yeah. Well, now it's too late. But yeah, I could have grabbed it,
Right,
but I was
tab.
already going to close it. All right. Cool. So here we go.
are.
This was something that I saw that was interesting, which is, I guess this is from, I don't even know who this is. This is the guild or something,
Yurigo.
right? Yeah, Yurigo, who is awesome. Does a lot of really cool stuff. Yeah, the guild dev. So that's what I was thinking of. But yeah, so essentially, input any source schema, right? Like Swagger. I found that very interesting. JSON, SOAP, gRPC, SQL, Mongoose, other GraphQL, federated GraphQL, Kafka, like basically anything into a typed GraphQL SDK. So I thought this was interesting. I was very curious about that. So after conversions, merge all schemas into a single schema. So it's basically automated stitching, which is a very complex thing to do. So it can run anywhere, which is really interesting as well. So
It's also like beyond just being stitching. It's like almost I maybe I'm misunderstanding, but it sounds like it's automatically converting
yes,
these like non-GraphQL sources into queryable GraphQL sources, which is amazing.
yeah, and then stitching all of them together on top of that. Yeah, exactly. I didn't mean to like kind of skip over that part. That is the meat and potatoes, honestly, is the multitude of different sources that you can bring in and create a schema for. But then you can also build those relationships between them all, which I thought was pretty wild. You know, that's a lot.
Totally.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I'm just trying to figure out some more of what this stuff going on, right? So merging is pluggable. In other words, like, yeah, you can use this as your gateway, or if you have a service and you want to make it easier to pull in data from other places, you can just use it that way. It's like very interesting.
Yeah, it is. I haven't done enough digging into it.
Me either.
Zuhair, you posted the GitHub URL in chat there for anybody who wants to check it out further. I'm wondering
Nice,
if
thank
you've
you.
dug into it at all there, and if you or anybody else in chat has any thoughts on this, or if you've done any research.
Yeah, I would love to hear about it. Yeah, let's go to the GitHub.
But either way, it is yeah, it's a pretty promising bit of technology, I think,
Yeah.
and like ultimately, I think that from my experience, I would rather build an API using GraphQL from the beginning, just because of the like the ergonomics of working with GraphQL on the server side.
Yeah.
But for people that aren't there yet, or I mean not there yet, just from a like haven't implemented a GraphQL server,
Right.
nothing to do with like qualifications or anything like that, because it is quite simple. But there's a lot of instances where it just there's like tech debt, right? That you have like a 2-year-old Swagger API that has a million dependencies, and you can't really afford to build a new API
Exactly.
beside it.
Yeah, exactly.
This offers like a easy way to adopt GraphQL within your org. That's what it sounds like anyway.
Yeah, that's the same thing mentioned in the chat. And then, yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
it's more for the brown field, right? Like if you're going green field, yeah, you might not need to use that. But if you're brown field, maybe you're a very big enterprise company with a lot of APIs floating around, and you don't want to manually convert all of them. So, very interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, just got APIs everywhere. Here's an API.
Oh,
There's an
my
API.
alarm's going off.
Uh-oh, time to get up.
Yeah, it's time to wake up.
It could help make GraphQL less scary for enterprise. Yeah. Yeah, I
Hmm.
think you lose a bit of what makes GraphQL when you just like go directly from um, like schema straight to resolver. But yes, it still is like a step one, right? And then you could, uh, once you're in the world of GraphQL, you can always explore how to make that better.
Hmm.
Um,
Hey, Questa, thank you for the follow.
yeah, awesome. Thank you. Okay, cool. So next on my list is um, something that I'm very excited to read. Agreed. Yeah, but if it could help management understand the advantages of working with GraphQL, I'm all for it. Exactly, because you're still going to get the benefits like graphical and easier, to implement on the client and all that stuff. So yeah, totally. You're still going to get a lot of benefit from it. Yes, I concur. So something I've been super excited about is this book that is coming out. Oh
Ooh.
yeah, now available, and that's Production Ready GraphQL. So I've been wanting to read this for quite a while, and I am going to be purchasing it very soon. And it's really cool because it goes into like I also love learning GraphQL. That book is fantastic as well, and I feel like this is like a nice next step because you go from like getting set up to now I'm dealing with like running GraphQL in production, like, more at scale as opposed to just starting out. And so when we look at what the book covers, we've got schema design, we've got implementation techniques, performance and monitoring, right? These are all like things, that you have to think about when you're running APIs. Architecture, security, documentation, migrating legacy APIs. So it's very cool. Yeah, I'm excited to read this. Has anyone else seen this book? Have you read it? Because it's out, so maybe you've already been read it. But yeah, I'd be curious to hear if anyone has um, checked this out. Yeah, I know I'll be getting my copy real soon.
I wouldn't mind checking it out myself. I haven't read it yet, but a lot of respect for Marc Andre, the author of the book. He's a boss.
Cool. Oh man, look. Awesome. The author is here.
Hey, oh damn.
So cool.
What's up, Mark?
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. Well, yeah, I'm very excited to read your book. Awesome, Mark. Yeah, so cool. And then also, GraphQL Mesh is good. Also, if you use GraphQL in Greenfield apps. It looks like, yeah, you could just use it like a standard data source. So it's not just beneficial for Brownfield. Fair enough. Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So
Marc Andre, any other thoughts that we didn't touch on that you'd like to add
yeah.
now that we have you here?
Yeah, I would love to hear that. That's awesome.
Okay.
Great. Awesome.
Good. Thought I'd just double check
Yeah,
there.
for sure. Yeah. Okay, cool. And so the next thing that I have, which honestly is about the last thing that I have. Oh, great description. Nice. Yeah, exactly. Right? Like, I feel like that is a very nice path. Yeah. So the last thing that I have on my list, particularly, is actually not like anything new or something like this, but I just saw it and it was pretty funny, and it's only slightly related to GraphQL in that it mentions it from other stuff, but you gotta. It's a pretty sad time right now. There's a lot going on, but I thought this was a hilarious joke. So, in light of coronavirus, many companies are moving away from REST and GraphQL and back to SOAP.
I love it.
Yeah, 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 I love it. I thought that was hilarious. That was very clever. Good job, Natter. That was a funny one. Oh man. Yeah. Oh, actually, I haven't been dropping these links, so I'm gonna come back. I think we got GraphQL Mesh, but we did not put the link. Oh, we did for the book. Oh, thank you for taking care
we
of
got it
that,
all.
Mark. Yeah, yeah, but I
Yeah.
haven't been doing it, which is
It's
like
all right.
I
We
need.
got
Yeah,
our chat is so proactive
that's
that
it. Yeah,
we don't even have to worry about
it's
it.
amazing. Thank you all for the help. Yeah. Yeah, that was honestly all that I had to cover this week. If someone in the chat has something interesting that they would like to share, please drop a link because, yeah, I would love to see what else is going on. You know?
Hmm. Um, while we wait for links to possibly accumulate,
Yes.
Kurt, I'm interested to hear what else you've got going on in your week.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I have a pretty busy
If you
week.
if you're willing to chat.
Oh, of course. Yes, yes, always. Yeah, so I've got an interesting amount of stuff that I am working on right now. So my biggest focus for this week is I've been working on this project to help like measure the health of open source repositories and surface issues and PRs that could be acted on quickly. And it's going really well, and it's pretty neat. And over the last few weeks, I've been using Zapier like a lot, a lot, and I just keep finding like new ways to use it. And so that's why I'm talking about like I'm using Zapier to generate a report and quip from the open source document and put it into Slack. And then I'm using Zapier on my blog, and so actually every time I upload a highlight from my personal Twitch stream, it will rebuild my blog and tweet about it. So every time I cut new highlights and upload them to YouTube, they automatically get sent to my blog and tweeted out, which I thought was cool. And I'm doing that with Zapier. And I just like lately been finding a lot of ways to use Zapier, and it has been mind blowing. Another thing that we're doing is we want to know, like, who in the community is helping out Apollo, right, through like creating content and doing stuff, because we would like to help and recognize people who are doing that. So started using Airtable to like help track that stuff, and interestingly enough, we can connect that to like Twitter and GitHub and all these other places. And so when people do things like tweet at Apollo or open up issues or PRs, like we can see all that, and so then we can say, hey, like, thank you for doing that. So that's another project that I'm working on. So that's like really my main focus right now.
That's awesome. Yeah, all of that stuff sounds really cool.
Yay.
Zapier it sounds like it's just the most fun rabbit hole to get
Oh,
stuck into.
oh, it's so bad. And I love their slogan because it really does make you happier. Oh,
I can tell. I can tell.
yeah. We
I
have,
feel monotonous. Thank you. Hello, by the way.
yeah, exactly. We have two links. Do you want to maybe take a look at these and then we can take a look at your week and see what you got going on?
Yeah, let's check it out. So first we've got Father of the Guild. I have a sneaking suspicion that this person might be associated with the
The
guild.
guild? I would imagine so. Wow, that was awesome. That was great.
With somebody at the guild knows After Effects, or or more.
Yeah, and he's
Um,
mandatory dark mode. I love it. And yes, you can toggle it, which is really cool. Hopefully it's not too much of a shock. Boom. Look at that. I love it. Yeah, I'm a fan of dark mode. This is very cool.
Yeah.
This looks awesome. Very cool. Yeah, so, oh my gosh. So this just got deployed an hour ago, ladies and gentlemen. The docs.
Good timing.
Yeah, that is awesome. Very cool. This looks super good.
Hmm.
I like it. Very cool. Oh, cool. You can edit the pages. You can add
I dig it.
recommendations. Yeah, very cool how it works. Oh, I
We
see.
got the React color scheme
Yeah, yeah.
on here.
This is nice.
Familiarity for us front end developers.
This is cool. Actually, I can't wait to read through this later. This will probably answer a lot of my questions. Very cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for the link, Father.
Yeah, thank you. All right, and we got another one. Oh, Prisma 2 preview release 25. Let's check that out. Okay, nice. So we've got Prisma CLI package renamed from Prisma. Oh, that's much better at Prisma/CLI. That's cool. I bet people will appreciate that. Introspection improvements and better support for databases created with Prisma 1. Nice. Cleaner error output, always a plus, right? That's another thing I like about Gatsby. They've been getting really good with their error messages.
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice.
Yeah, that's kind of one that you don't typically see the benefits of immediately, because
Yes.
in an ideal world you're not like,
Hitting errors
I mean,
a lot.
in reality you are running into a lot of errors.
Yeah.
But like you don't notice in your day-to-day, I guess, until like you stumble upon an error that you've never had before, and
Yeah.
you have messaging about it. It's like, oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. It's almost like the absence of good error messaging is more noticeable than good error messaging.
That's a good way to phrase it, and you're 100% true, because you don't really care about it until you get into such a weird place that you're like, well, I don't understand why I even have an error, right? That's generally the first thing. It's like, well, what's broken outside of the normal stuff, syntax errors. But yeah, it's just nice to like have. I think Create React app also put some work into that as well, right? In React, I feel like they like are
Love to hear it.
point you to docs and stuff like that, right, in the error messages and things like that. So that's nice.
Yeah, true. I mean, that the same could be said for React as a whole. Like the development error messages or the error warnings
Yes.
that you get in your console in development mode typically give you a really comprehensive breakdown of
Yes.
what you're doing wrong and how you could fix it, a link to an article, and everything like that. So it's quite nice.
It is. Yeah.
Would love to get there at some point with Apollo as well.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Very cool. And yeah, so if you want to check out the notes, they are here too, so you can go and check that out. Awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
Have you used Prisma before, Kurt?
So I have not. I've like danced around the outside. I've installed it and like tried it, but I haven't used it where like I've built an app and like really had to dive in deep to it. Just a very superficial knowledge. I should actually build something with it.
Yeah, it's I've kind of had the same experience. I never like jumped in all the way. I'm wondering. I remember the last time that I looked at it, it was very like they were kind of embraced the they had a GraphQL identity to them. But nowadays, I don't know if they're like how GraphQL-y they are. Like they don't mention GraphQL in here at all. I don't know if they mention it on their website anymore or anything like that. It's almost like And like fair play, like they should do whatever like the best course of action is. But yeah, I remember hearing about them a lot more in the past as it related to GraphQL.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what the whole story is there, so
Yeah.
can't get into it.
Yeah, I know that they had a lot of like the ORM tool that they built for Prisma originally to like make it, just work to connect to databases and give you a GraphQL API. I feel like that's essentially what their product is now, right? Like it's a lot more built out,
Mm,
and it's the ORM layer and like the data explorer and stuff like that comes with it, I believe. So I'll have to
right.
search more into it. But yeah, I could have swore that's where the pivot was. Um, but yeah, I just like, it's so hard. So many things that I would love to build, but like I would need more of me, just maybe a couple more of them to have the bandwidth to get it
Yeah,
done, right? It's so tough to pick and choose. Yeah, but
that's
this is
true.
really cool. Yeah. What do you got going on this week?
This week my main focus is we're just going to be tying up some of the loose ends on the new Apollo
That's
blog.
right. That's
So
so
that's
soon.
exciting.
Yeah.
If everything goes well, we could next
It
orbit,
could
we
be.
could be presenting about
Yep.
our new blog.
Yeah.
So we'll see. No promises there, but
No
but yeah, we're on
promises,
track.
no promises.
We're on track for releasing that in relatively short order.
That's amazing. Yeah, and that's right now. That's your focus, right? You're just like dialed in.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then outside of that, it's just kind of I've got like some little maintenance things here and there. Outside of Apollo, I want to and just kind of like on the back of some of the work that I talked about earlier with countries, I want to add sorting and limiting as well.
Ooh, nice.
Um, that's kind of like the next logical step. Once you can
Mm-hmm.
filter, I feel like we should also uh, enable people to sort and limit
Oh,
their
agreed.
queries. But uh, and then after that, I want to give it a little bit more documentation love, and then I can finally say that. Well, I can finally like rest happy with where it's at.
Yeah, yeah, but it'll never be done. You're always going to think of minor improvements that you can
True.
make. That's
Yeah.
the beauty
It's
of it.
just
I've already
the way it
thought of the
goes.
next thing I want to do for my blog, which I thought would be really neat, is that whenever I go live for streaming, it would actually pop up the little embed in the corner, like with the sound off. But if you happen to be on my
hmm
site and I'm streaming, you would also be able to see my stream.
I like that.
I think that's
Yeah,
nice,
dude.
right?
I would even and I mean this is totally up to you, but like you could you could go uh more kind kind of like drastic
Ooh,
layout
do
change
tell.
where you could actually just like
Oh,
point people to your website when you go live. Like, hey, I'm
instead
going
of
live.
going to
The worst
Twitch.
step. Yeah.
Tricky. I could. I think I'll start small and then
That's a
iterate,
good idea.
build up from there.
Yep.
Like maybe, yeah, integrate the chat. Like, because if you're there, then that's relatively low
Oh,
hanging fruit.
okay.
So yeah, you could watch, you could chat, right? But like, do you need else? And then eventually maybe I'll add you can follow in case you're not following. And then like, and before I know it, it'll be Twitch on my website.
Yeah, you've rebuilt such. Congratulations.
Exactly.
uh,
And then
a father of the guild just said another link in
oh,
chat. Sorry
here we
to
go.
sorry to interrupt you.
No, no, no.
What were you gonna say?
I was just saying, last thing is like I've been adding the quick tips to my website, but I think I might take that a step further and have a bit more of an activity feed. Like, definitely keep the quick tips videos, but then also be like, oh, Kurt streamed from here, or like, oh, he committed to this repository, or that, like kind of like an
Oh,
activity
that'd be
feed.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got another link in here.
Oh, here we go.
Father says that he's working on updating the React GraphQL
Ooh,
TypeScript
the WhatsApp
Postgres
clone.
WhatsApp clone tutorial.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Later today.
Um,
Awesome. Very cool. Let's definitely take a look at this, right?
So I'm guessing that father of the guild is Yuri. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe confirmed there, but yeah, what's up, Yuri?
Yeah. Yeah, this is awesome. I love these. Yeah, this is so cool, the WhatsApp clone. Yeah, that is awesome. Very cool. And so, yeah, so, yes, very nice. Yeah, so, yeah, this is really cool. If you've not gone through this before, I highly recommend it. And it sounds like it's going to be updated. And with the newest Apollo dependencies. So essentially, what that's talking about is, I would imagine, client 3, right? Like point oh,
Hmm.
right? And that's awesome. I'm curious about what else. What else is in here? Or gonna be in here? But yeah, this is a really good introduction to like building full stack. Oh snap! There we go. Yes, yeah. So yeah, it's going to. If you've not checked this out before, even just reading through it, like building it is definitely awesome, but even just reading through this is very eye-opening and can kind of like expose you to what things you should be concerned about when wanting to build full stack apps. It's really cool. This is awesome.
Cool. I've got it bookmarked. I will. I've got a friend who is, um, he's like towards the beginning of his development journey, and I've been compiling a bunch of good resources
Amazing.
for him to
Yeah,
check out
yeah.
along the way. So this is I'm sure gonna play a part at some point.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah. Typescript. So I have been getting more into it lately. I used types a lot when I was at MLS, and then they've started adopting them more at Gatsby. It wasn't that prevalent when I was there, but there were some there. But yeah, I really like TypeScript. Sorry. So what I was getting at is I was using Flow previously, and so now I'm using TypeScript, and I'm really enjoying it like a lot.
Yeah, I really like. I've been using TypeScript mainly for libraries that I publish. I haven't been like building any websites or apps using TypeScript,
Yeah,
but I find it really helpful for um, it's kind of a like self-documenting feature
for sure.
um, for like open source libraries that I've made.
Yeah, yeah, and
Love it for that.
I love it too. And so I haven't built any serious big apps. Well, I mean, with TypeScript, with Flow, the Major League Soccer React Native app is typed with Flow. But yeah,
Cool.
yeah, it's cool. But I wonder if it still is. It's been like I forget. It's been like almost 2 years. So if you're at MLS and you're watching this, let me know if you're still using Flow, or maybe if you moved to TypeScript or abandoned types altogether. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, right.
it could have gone one of three directions.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, but so I'm using it on the script little. It's not really like a big app or thing, but just that service or the cron job that I'm running to pull the data out of GitHub and compile the report um, for that project I'm working on. That I'm using TypeScript on that, and it's really nice. I'm liking it so far. Yeah, I'm
Awesome.
excited. Yeah, I'm excited to take it to bigger projects. Cool.
Let me know how it
Oh,
goes.
I will. Oh, I definitely will. Because now that you've told me you've been using it for so long and what you use it on, I'll probably just start peppering you with a million questions.
What have I done?
Yeah, yeah. I've opened Pandora's box.
That's all right. Bring it on.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. So we got no more links, and that's it for me. We've given our weekly updates. I mean, is there
Yeah,
anything else? Any last minute burning desires anybody in the chat would like us to know?
I think there's nothing left from my end regarding updates. The only thing I'll mention is for everybody still hanging out. Just wanted you all to know that we're going to be streaming again on Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Is that correct?
That is
Timing
correct.
wise?
That is correct.
Cool. And so we'd love to have you there. If you enjoyed the stream, drop a follow, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, you take it easy as well, Max. Awesome. Yeah, and just to piggyback on that super quick, The other stream that will be Thursday is called Launchpad, and that's where we actually build apps. So last time we kind of bootstrapped the front end a little bit. Free coupons for Apollo platform. There you go. Nice. Awesome. Awesome show. Yes, thank you so much for joining us. It's been amazing. Yeah, we love doing this, and we love having you here. It's really awesome. So thank you for sticking around. We appreciate it a lot. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. All right. Peace out, everybody.
Bye-bye.